Halfway through this 30-day bulk, I got injured and that really messed me up. Regardless, I didn't quit. I didn't beat myself up. I stayed consistent, I kept going, and at the end of the challenge, I made visible muscle gains. Most guys would have quit, but me, I didn't. And here's how. So first of all, I was feeling skinny. This was about 3 months back. I was feeling skinny. I was feeling like I was inconsistent because I didn't really have a big reason to go to the gym. And I remembered that in my past, the times that I got the most motivation to go to the gym were the times when I set a certain goal and a certain challenge for myself, because that motivates you to go to the gym. Like, you're like, nah, I can't skip a day because I have a certain challenge I'm working towards. So now I volunteered to become the MC at the Arkwright Run. Arkwright is the city that I live in. So there was a run. Basically, it's an annual event where people do like 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, 15 kilometer marathons around the city. So I volunteered to be the MC. I signed up. I was like, yeah, because this is going to be a good opportunity for me to bulk before I reach that day. So I use it as a sort of like deadline. So now I set a challenge called the Arkwright Run Bulk, which was supposed to be a 30-day challenge to finish on the day of the Arkwright Run. So here was the game plan. Of course, I didn't go blind. I had to use my consistency blueprint to build this challenge and make it actually happen, which is the top link in the description. It's a system that I've used to stay consistent in my fitness and make it into a daily routine. So go and check that out. So I had to use that consistency blueprint and I had to set goals for myself. Now, in this time, I want to bulk up, but how do I really want to bulk up? What do I want to increase in size? So my goals, first of all, were bigger arms. I want bigger arms, of course. As you can see, they've now started to grow. So bigger arms, that's number one. Then huge, bolder shoulders. I also like to get big shoulders. Like that's one of my big goals. Then also stronger legs. You feel me? So that I can have kind of like a T physique, an X physique, X shape. Because that's the most attractive, physique as guys. And to be honest with you, me, I'm not a coward about what I like. I like to look attractive. So, like it's nice. Would you rather be ugly or attractive? Let's be honest. Come on, bro. So now, bigger arms, of course, bigger shoulders as well, and bigger legs, stronger legs, basically. That's what I needed. So now that I had my goals, I also had to set my objectives. Now the objectives are the daily, what are the things I'm supposed to do almost every day? What am I supposed to do so that I can ensure that I reach those goals? So now, the first objective was train legs and arms first every evening. Whenever I go to the gym in the evening for my evening session in the gym, I must train my legs and my arms first. Like the first thing I do is biceps, or I'll do triceps. You feel me? Then after that, I have to do my legs. I have to get them out of the way because those are the non-negotiables. If I don't train them, I haven't trained them. I haven't made any progress. I haven't really done anything if I don't train those muscles in that challenge. So yeah, that's the first one. Then the second one is to stretch before and after every single workout. So I had to put that objective there to ensure that I'm recovering very well. This is conditioning. Because if you don't do this, you end up getting injuries. You end up getting hurt. And if you get injured, the whole challenge is off. Just like what happened to me, but I'll get into that later. Then I started to do 2 to 3 sets per muscle group per day. Every single day I must train, and with every training session, I must do 2 to 3 sets in that muscle group, whichever muscle group I'm training. For example, if I have to do my chest, that means that I need to do 2 to 3 sets of the chest, and that's it. Feel me? 3 sets usually too much for me, because me, I go like crazy with that formation, like with the form, you feel me? The eccentrics, the long length partials. I really use all these training techniques. If you don't know about them, please go and watch some YouTube videos on training techniques. Very, very important. So yeah, I would do 2 to 3 sets per muscle per day. Then also with every single exercise, I use the best form possible. Just like I said, I make sure that I'm using all these training techniques that maximize my form, make it better, and they give me all the gains that I can. So I make a lot of progress without making so many excuses. The only excuse I could make is maybe diet. You feel me? That's the one that I'm working on the most. When it comes down to consistency, when it comes down to showing up to the workout, when it comes down to showing up in the workout and using my best form, very, very, very important. And that's what I do best. And then the last objective is to eat till failure after every workout. That means whenever I sit down to eat, I must eat. Like I must eat. Eating is it's not an easy thing for me. I don't like filling myself up so much, but recently I've had to get into that habit just so I can bulk up. It's a struggle. It's really difficult, bro. Eating, you guys understand what I mean. Eating for bulking is crazy, but you must eat till failure. So now that had to be there in my objectives. So now, alongside with my objectives, I had to make a daily plan as well. Meaning, when am I going to work out and when am I going to work out? So in the morning, I'll do any muscle groups, right? That was my daily plan. In the morning, I'll do any muscle groups, and in the evening, I'll do quads first, I'll do calves next, I'll do shoulders, then I'll do triceps, biceps, upper chest, lats, middle back, traps, neck, and abs. Though I didn't really train my neck as much because I got into a neck injury a while back, but I'll explain that later also. Then also I had to make sure that I used home workouts alongside with the gym workouts that I was doing. So I don't like to do too many fancy things. I don't like to be a bit extra with my workouts. I just like to do what works, and I like to try new things as well. It's very, 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 very important if you want to be consistent. So yeah, those were the rules for this challenge. That was the whole game plan for this challenge. Now, halfway through this challenge, I'm going crazy. I'm hitting that shit, like going crazy every single day, training hard. And I was like, bro, let me try and muscle up. That was the first mistake I made. So I attempted this muscle up. I did it. When I did the muscle up and I got down, I felt a sharp pain here. I was like, The next day, I felt that same pain. And I immediately knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was because I've been through this. I hate it, but it's here. It's finally here. Injury. I knew it was a wrist injury. It started to get, I started to feel it more and more every single day. And it completely threw me off. I was like, how the hell am I going to even see the progress that I want to see? I want to see some gains at the end of this challenge. I want it to actually work. How am I halfway through the challenge and I'm injured? All these negative thoughts are entering my head. So I had to sit down and think. And I was like, no, I'm injured, but my whole body is not injured. It's only my wrist. Only my wrist. So you know what I did? I decided to train every single muscle that I could that doesn't involve this wrist. Every muscle. If I found an exercise that was easy on the wrist that could work on the upper body, for example, maybe lateral raises, doesn't require so much of the wrist, or more of the pulling workouts didn't require so much of the wrist. But things like triceps, chest, they were like out of the picture, basically. Out of the picture. I couldn't train them because of the pain. Now, the pain was here, right here. As you can see, bro, it was like very, 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 very uncomfortable, very demotivating. But I kept going. I told myself, no, this isn't, come on, bro. You feel me? Like, this is not the end. I'm not done. I had to adapt. You have to adapt. You have to be adaptable. I had to adapt my training. So I could continue being consistent in this journey. So I went on training, continued training. And finally, the day reaches. Boom, it's Arkwright Run, the big day. I'm the MC. I didn't even practice so much for the MC because I know I'm pretty good with my articulation skills. The way that I speak, okay, compared to all these people, maybe the way you see me on YouTube, you're like, it's just another YouTuber. But compared to the people in my neighborhood, I'm kind of good at speaking. I have a good communication skills. I've also been practicing them actively. I watch a lot of social skills and communication skills videos. I also I'm serious about this stuff. So I showed up there, boom, boom, boom. And guess what? Got a lot of compliments on my physique. Got a lot from women and from men. Shorties are like, oh my God, what? Your arms look nice. You're looking bigger. You're looking fit. What? Because usually when you go for these events, since it's an annual event, I see people who I last saw last year, you feel me? So they see me as a new person. They see me like big as hell. They're like, who the hell is this guy? And he's the MC now. So I was getting a lot of compliments. That was number one. That was the first thing. And then there's also the photos, as you've seen, or as you can see. The photos, I had a visibly bigger chest, arms, and shoulders. Can you imagine the chest grew? For me, I feel like my chest is like my best genetics. I don't know. It just grows easily. I don't do too much for it. The chest grew even after the injury, meaning that the work that I did in those first 15 days was good work. You feel me? So the biggest growth that I had was in my arms, shoulders, and chest. And literally, I took measurements. I took measurements before and I took measurements after. And the results were clear. Literally, they were clear. First of all, I have my laptop here. So I have these measurement results here that I'm looking at. First of all, as I can see, upper arm, let me tell you. It started off my upper arm, meaning the bicep. You feel me? Bicep, tricep, this part here. I measured like along this part. It started off as 15.2 inches. Guess what it was after the challenge? 16 inches. Literally. I use a tape, that tape measure that you feel me? Yeah. Crazy. That's 0.8 inches grown. That's almost a whole inch I did. Crazy. Then my shoulders as well, which is, I measure from here, from 46.3 inches to 48.5 inches. What? Crazy. For me, I think that's crazy progress. Then my chest as well, 41.4 inches to 42.1 inches. Grew as well. You feel me? The chest is from the underarms here. Goes along here, this whole part. Crazy. So I saw some progress. I can't say much on the progress of the legs because there's also measurements for the legs, but in the photos it wasn't visibly bigger because I was not like walking around showing quads or anything. So you feel me? It's mostly upper body, as you can see in the photos. Basically, the challenge worked. If you think about it, it was a success. It was a success. How was it a success when I went through all that nonsense? How? Because, first of all, let me tell you the lessons I learned. Because of adaptability. I learned that if you go through nonsense in your life, you must adapt to overcome. Don't start throwing in the towel. Don't start making that victim mentality. Oh man, I'm done. I'm cooked. You're not cooked. You can just adapt. Just iterate. They say iterate. Don't change. Don't remove. You feel me? Tweak it a bit to suit you towards your goals. You feel me? So if you have a challenge that you're doing, if you haven't yet set a challenge, make sure that you set a challenge for yourself. It's going to help you stay more consistent in your fitness. If you want to be showing up to the gym more, make sure that you set those monthly challenges. They're very, very important. Right now, I'm doing a bulk called the Mombasa bulk. Okay, I'm lying. It's called the Boss bulk. Boss is a challenge I've set for myself before I go to Mombasa. I'm going to Mombasa in about a month. So I've set myself a challenge to bulk up and to make more money. Simple as that. I call it the Boss challenge. You feel me? So I'm always doing challenges that help me motivate me towards that. Also, I learned resilience. I learned basically like overcoming. You feel me? I also learned recovery because I had to rest on that specific part. Those are lessons that you learn from injury. So throughout this challenge, this 30-day challenge at Accra Run Bulk, it was a success. Thank you so much to God for putting me on with this beautiful brain for me to cook a beautiful challenge like that and not go through giving up. Yet I went through all that nonsense. Thank you so much, God. But I learned so many lessons. And if you want the system that I used, right? The one that helped me stay consistent in my fitness, even when I had a fucking injury, bro. Injury that's supposed to throw off many people. You need the consistency blueprint. It's a top link in the description. Go and check it out. It's a system I've used to make fitness daily for me, make it a habit, make it easy, automatic, and not missing the gym anymore. Now, if you're not seeing the progress that you want to see, no matter how many challenges and goals that you set for yourself, then you should watch this video where I break down the 7 things that I had to stop doing for me to start seeing real progress in my fitness. Go, watch it.